Hey guys, Gabby here from Rage Studios, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Rockstar 50mm f1.4 tilt shift. Rockstar have sent me this lens for review, but they didn't pay me or tell me what to say, so this is a completely independent review. With that being said, let's get out of the box. The lens came in this black box that looks nice and offers a good amount of protection. Immediately we can see that inside we have an instruction manual with all the information about this lens, and of course we have the lens itself that comes wrapped in this plastic bag that is sealed to protect it against moist and dust. As soon as I hold this lens on my hand, I immediately can feel the quality. Once you remove that rear cap, we can see that we also have a metal mount, and as a matter of fact, the entire lens is made out of metal and it feels pretty good. At the front, we can see there is a 46mm filter thread, and you can see that front element is looking beautiful. It's a pretty simple design, and except for this one thing, it's a tilt shift. And it's not like the tilt shift like the Canon and Nikon's, they're for architecture. This is more for focus roll-off. I'll talk about a little bit more about that in a second. You can see here the focus and aperture ring, they both turn very smoothly, and they're relatively easy to control. When I mount this lens on my Canon EOS R6, you can see that it makes like perfect balance. It's not heavy at all, so it's an easy to carry around lens. This particular lens is Canon RF. As you can see, I have it mounted on my Canon EOS R6, but it comes available in other mounts like Sony E, Fuji X, and Nikon C. So make sure you get the right mount. As soon as this lens becomes available on the West, I'm gonna put the links in the description down below so you can buy it. What I mean by that is that this is not available right now. It's only available here in China and at an incredible price of 1,300 RMB for a tilt shift. That's pretty amazing. Now, mind you, this lens is fully manual, so you need to control both the focus and the aperture. With that being said, let's take a closer look at the image quality. At first, I did not shoot in tilt shift mode. I just shoot normal pictures, and I started shooting at f1.4 like I always do, and I quickly realized that if you're gonna shoot with some high contrast images, subjects that they have a lot of backlighting, well, mind you, they have a lot of chromatic aberration, but only with backlight illumination on your subjects. Otherwise, the chromatic aberration doesn't really show that much, and once you step it down to, let's say, f2.8, it's quite okay. The sharpness on this lens is actually quite incredible. Even at f1.4, I wasn't expecting that. It's a very sharp lens. The bokeh rendition is also amazing, and there is virtually no vignetting. Well, that is because it is a tilt shift lens, so when you're not using a tilt shift, there is no vignetting. But as soon as you go into tilt shift, well, that's when the vignetting becomes like pretty hardcore. But tilt shift is something quite specific, especially on this lens. It's not like for architecture like some of the other tilt shift lenses. This is to control the focus roll-off. So you can have something on the same plane of field on focus, let's say on the left, and then something on the right completely out of focus. Or that could happen to do these miniature effects. You might remember some of these old compact cameras that they have the miniature effect. Well, you can do it actually on a more organic way with this particular lens, and it looks very nice. It can also be for a lot of video applications. You can see here a video where that's being implemented, where you can see how they use the tilt shift to have that change into the focus roll-off, where one character on the left is on focus and then the character on the right is on focus and the left is not. So you can grab your audience attention and say, hey, look at here or look at that. So I will say that this lens is actually very interesting. It's a new offering, it's high quality, and even if you don't care about the tilt shift, as just a standard 50mm f1.4 is also pretty good. It just have a bit of a nasty chromatic aberration when there is a very high contrast situation. Other than that, it's pretty damn good. I love the bokeh rendition. even without the tilt shift. And with the tilt shift, you can, empower that, emphasize these out of focus backgrounds, or focus more in your subject. So it's quite an interesting lens. It comes highly recommended, especially at this price. And another thing is that whenever I walk around with this lens and I show it to people and I do this to the lens, people freak out. So it's fun. Being a photographer for so many years, I review like 70 lenses on my channel, if not more, and having something new is quite refreshing. So that is it for the Rockstar 50mm f1.4. And like I said before, I will add the links once I have them. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like, drop me a comment, let me know what you think about the 50 f1.4, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And Gabby, catch you up next video.